You got a big mouth, Claven.
Hey, happens to be right, you know. Yeah, it's a genetic quirk in the Claven family that we all have 2 extra teeth. You see, that's the only way that we can prove that we are the rightful heirs to the Russian throne.
Hello YouTube, this is Taylor with CliffsOfClaven bringing you our next war recap, and as you can see we got a pretty nice victory against the clan TINH. 26-20, very nicely done to all of the Clavens. We used all of our attacks. They used almost all of theirs. Their number 6, I assume, has been kicked from the clan. He was their only guy who did not attack and didn't use either of his attacks. But it didn't really matter. They were, as you can see, a 2-star clan. Had quite a bit of trouble there with Mikey's base. And they 3-starred our bottom 2, but really couldn't do anything on the rest of our bases. Over on our side, we actually did get a star on their Town Hall 11. That was Harem hitting up. He's a Town Hall 10. Managed to get the star on their Town Hall 11 just to make sure we got every base starred. 2 stars on their Town Hall 10, and then all of their 9s 3-starred except for their number 7. Although in our defense, we did attack number 7 4 times. You know, now that I say it, that doesn't actually sound like a very good defense. But we did attack number 7 4 times. Could not quite get the 3-star, although Jack did get 90%, so pretty close. We're actually going to take a look at these 2 attacks on 5 and 6. Mikey B hit 5 and Rocco hit 6, and these were the same base and they used the same army, and yet it somehow worked out very differently for them. We have been getting a lot of mileage in the Clavens out of this mass Valk attack, which is basically just 2 of your own level 4 golems, 14 Valks, more Valks in the CC, and then 4 heal spells, and really nothing else for the base. And this, to me, shows how sort of overpowered Valks can be, especially at the Town Hall 9 level. You'll notice Mikey deploys. After creating the funnel over here on the corner, this is the same place that Rocco's going to deploy. Now the CCs are a little different. This one has 2 balloons and a dragon, and he goes ahead and drops the double poison and then a heal for his Valks. And even though the clan castle is targeting the Valks, when they're in poison and your Valks are in heal, you're pretty much good to go there. So Mikey has opened this up, and his strategy is that he's just going to let the Valks beat through every single one of these compartments. Notice he drops a heal, the Valks immediately run out of the heal over to the Town Hall. Don't worry, they're going to come back here in just a second. And as with all Valk attacks, they are going to work their way to the edges. They'll eventually be outside of the base, and they're just going to sort of work their way around in this counterclockwise motion. He's just dropping the heals on them as needed. You can see he loses his Valks over here to some spring traps, but he's still got the bulk of his force left. They're triggering a bomb there, but they're inside the heal spell, so they're going to be okay. That Golem out in front is doing a lot of tanking, as are the Valks, and the Queen actually is going to do a whole lot of work coming up behind these troops that are tanking. He's still got 1 heal spell left. He's being very patient on it. He's actually going to wait until he gets down here towards the bottom of the base to drop that final heal spell. And the Golem is doing a little stutter step there back and forth trying to decide where he wants to go, but the Valks have beaten a hole in the wall there, which is where all the rest of his troops are going to go, and they're just going to kind of funnel their way all around. He's still got his King's ability, still got his Queen's ability. This attack is looking very nice. There goes the King's ability with the heal. Those barbarians are going to help clean up some of these trash buildings on the outside, and the Queen is actually just going to snipe right over the wall to get these last few defenses. Once that archer tower goes down, it is all over, and the Valks are going to beat through the wall there. So really common attack that we've been using a lot in Clavens, just bringing a whole bunch of Valks and 4 heals, and it seems to be working out pretty well for us. Now let's jump down to number 6. Number 6 is Rocco, and their 5 and 6 have the exact same base, and Rocco is going to attack it in the exact same way. He's coming in over on the same side, but you'll see that due to the unpredictable nature of the Valk's path, the attacks don't quite end up looking the same. Just like Mikey, he uses those cannons to anchor the golems. He's going to bring some wizards behind to do some funneling. And once the funneling's done, he's going to wall break in on the corner where that wizard tower is and send in all of his Valks. Now this CC does not have a dragon. I think it's all balloons in this clan castle, but same general idea. No jump spells at all, just those heals. He's got more Valks in the CC, and he's going to poison the balloons as soon as they come out, and the Valks are just going to beat through the walls while they're under heal. He brought 4 heals, just like Mikey did. Just going to let the Valks kind of roam around, and you can see already the pathing is a little different because the bulk of his Valks are going up towards the Town Hall instead of doing that sort of stutter step that Mikey's Valks did. I don't know if he was off by a tile or if the Valks just sort of path differently, but he goes ahead and drops his 3rd heal. He's already down to only 1 heal left. And that's going to come back and bite him here in just a second, because if you'll remember from Mikey's attack, there's a double bomb set in front of this expo right here, and those Valks, once they beat through the wall over here, are going to hit that double bomb set and basically get vaporized. So spring traps, double bombs, Expo, Teslas, those Valks are all gone. And you can see he's down just to a couple of Valks. He's got one over here beating on the wall. It's eventually going to break through and start cleaning up those storages. And then the last Valk is about to go down over here. And he's really just left with his 2 golems, his heroes, and looks like a wizard. I can't tell. It looks like just a wizard. So he's starting to clean up over here on the side with these troops. Up around the top, that Tesla and the Wizard Tower are going to fry his Valk, and then those Wizards are going to be toast once they don't have anything tanking for them. So basically it's up to his heroes and these couple of smaller troops. He's got 1 Valk stuck on the wall. The Queen's going to help break through. And this ends up being a much closer attack than Mikey's, even though they use the same army, it gets the same base, and basically deployed in the same area. It might have been off by a tile or 2, but essentially the same area. But luckily, this Golem is going to come over and start tanking for this Expo, and that's going to allow his heroes to basically get the rest of the attack done. The Valk tanks for that Tesla just long enough for the Queen to come over and take down the Tesla, and the Wizard Tower is really the last defense that is left, and the Queen's going to shoot right over the wall to take care of that Wizard Tower. So interesting, they use this same attack on the same base, and different, I don't want to say different results because they both got 3 stars, but definitely a different way of getting the 3 stars even though they were using the exact same army. Okay, now if you watched our live attack video, you saw Joel get the 3-star on number 8, so let's take a look at Chief. Chief got a 6-pack, cleaning up their bottom 2 bases for us, but we're going to take a look at his attack on number 9, and he's using a DragLoon'd, and he's going to Zapquake one of the air defenses. I have to admit, this did not seem like a dragon base to me because those 3 air defenses are all right there in the middle, but Chief is such a pro at dragons. He drops 2 dragons on either side just to make a funnel, and then the bulk of his force is going to come down up north, and while they're making the funnel, he goes ahead and does the Zapquake on the air defense. He's got balloons in the clan castle, and then he brought 4 of his own balloons, and he's very patient deploying those balloons. He waits until these dragons up at the top get this whole section cleared out before he drops the balloons. And the balloons actually last until the end of the raid because he's so patient in dropping them. See that nice wide funnel that he's made? There's really nowhere for those dragons to go other than straight into the heart of the base. And he's got a rage and a haste spell to kind of speed them through once they get to those air defenses. They're going to get hung up a little bit on this elixir storage. Once that elixir storage is down, it's a straight shot to the air defenses. And you can see how long he waited on those balloons. They're going to go towards the archer tower. There's the rage to help him deal with the clan castle and those air defenses. And real nice, the dragons split off, 2 on each air defense, it looks like. And the balloons just sort of going through. There's not a whole lot of defenses left that can even target the balloons. He's got 2 archer towers and 1 Tesla, it looks like, that are a danger to him. Wisely uses the haste spell right over that what was that building they took down? Was that a wizard tower? Right over that wizard tower. The balloons soak up several bombs, which is good for the dragons. And then just this archer tower left, and the balloons are actually going to make it over to the archer tower. They will take down the archer tower and then reroute over here to the mortar and the Tesla and the cannon, but the dragons are pretty much going to take care of all that. We'll speed it up a little bit because this raid is pretty much over. The balloons are going to finally get over there, but the dragons have basically done all the heavy lifting. And then unfortunately, his king just barely goes down over there. So he is going to have to go all the way back across with these dragons because those barbarians, I'm sorry to say, will not be able to beat through that wall in time. Well done, Chief, getting the 6-pack and a dragon 3-star on a base that was really tough to do with dragons, but it's all about being patient and making that funnel. So that's going to do it for this recap. It was a very nice war. Came down to the wire. We were close until the very end, and then the Clavens had a surge and sort of came back and took care of business. So good try to TINH, and excellent job to the Clavens, and we will see you in the next video with more accidental 3-stars.